Everyone, and welcome back to Football Forecast. And today's we're going for my Champions League predictions for match day 6, starting off with Carriet versus Olympiacos. And look, Olympiacos should be favourites for this game. They've played pretty well in the Champions League so far, and they do have a side which has a bit more quality in the Greek League. I'm going to go with an Olympiacos win here. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Olympiacos. Then we are on to Bayern Munich versus Sporting. I think Bayern Munich go into this game definitely as the favourites. They have definitely way more quality in their side. They're also at home at the Allianz, and for that reason I'm going to go with a Bayern win. I think this should be pretty comfortable for Bayern. I'm going to go with a 4-1 win for Bayern Munich. Then on to Atalanta versus Chelsea. And look, Chelsea could struggle in this game away at Atalanta, but they just haven't been that good so far in Serie A, have Atalanta. Chelsea are coming off two pretty poor results. Away at Leeds United, losing 3-1. That's a really poor result. And then away at Bournemouth with a 0-0 draw. A Bournemouth side there were actually starting to struggle in the Premier League. But I do expect Chelsea to get the win in this game despite this. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Chelsea. We have got Barcelona versus Frankfurt, and Barcelona are just a bit of a strange side right now. They're very inconsistent. It's quite hard to predict their games, but they should have enough quality against Frankfurt. Frankfurt famously knocked them out of the Europa League in European competition about 3 years ago, so maybe we could get an upset in this game, but I'm going to go with the Barcelona win. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for Barcelona. And then we've got one of the biggest games of the match day, and that is between Inter and Liverpool. Liverpool is struggling. It really is that simple. There's a lot of chaos at Liverpool right now with the Arne Slot and Mo Salah situation. That interview coming out about Mo Salah not happy with Slot, as well as the Slot is just under more pressure, not good enough performances. A lot of people saying that he needs to go, and for this reason I can't see Liverpool winning this game. I'm going with a 2-0 win for Inter. We go on to Monaco versus Galatasaray. Two sides that are coming off poor Champions League results in their last Champions League games. Monaco drawing 2-2 with Paphos away from home, and Galatasaray losing 1-0 to Union Saint-Gilloise at home. That was a really poor result for Galatasaray, and I do think Monaco should have enough to get the job done in this game. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Monaco. We're on to PSV Atletico Madrid. Two sides that have been pretty good so far this season, especially PSV in the Dutch league. Atletico Madrid have been pretty good as well. They're coming off two poor results though against Barcelona and Athletic Club. For this game, I think I could see a draw in this game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. We're on to Spurs, Slavia Prague. And look, I think Spurs should have enough quality to get the job done. They're just coming off a 2-0 win against Brentford at home, which has relieved some pressure on Thomas Frank, who's been struggling so far. And I think more importantly, it's a home win, something that so many Spurs fans have been crying out for. For this game, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Spurs. And then on to Union Saint-Gilloise versus Marseille. Two sides that have been underperforming in the Champions League so far. Union Saint-Gilloise currently lying 25th place, Marseille in 21st. And I think I could see a draw in this game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw between Union Saint-Gilloise and Marseille. And we are on to Karabag versus Ajax. And Ajax are the only side in the Champions League so far that have failed to pick up a point. And for this reason, Karabag being at home, I think they should be able to win this game. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Karabag. Then we are on to Villarreal versus Copenhagen. And Villarreal being at home, I think, gives them the slight advantage in this game. Copenhagen away is very difficult, but away from home, I don't think Copenhagen are as good as a side. For this reason, I'm going to go with a Villarreal win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Villarreal. Then we have got Athletic Club versus PSG. And Athletic Club were really impressive in their last game against Atletico Madrid. PSG, they haven't been as good as they could have this season. They've struggled a bit in League 1. They lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, but I just still think PSG are a brilliant side, and I do think they will be able to win this game. And for that reason, we have a 3-1 win for PSG. Then we've got Bayer Leverkusen versus Newcastle United, and this is a really important game for both sides. Both sides will be desperate for a win. Newcastle lost to Marseille last time in the Champions League. Really tough away game, in fairness to them, but Nick Pope was absolutely shocking in that game and basically gave Leverkusen, or gave Marseille the win in that game. Leverkusen got a 2-0 away win at Manchester City. Really impressive. It was City's rested side, but it's still a great result. For this game, I fancy a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. We're on to Benfica versus Napoli, a crucial game for both sides, and I think this could result in both sides being a little bit nervous. They really won't want to lose this game, especially Napoli, who are only just sort of in the Champions League playoff place right now. For this game, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I'm expecting a low-scoring game. We're on to Dortmund, Bodo Glimt. And look, Bodo Glimt have been a decent side at home this season, the Champions League, but not away. And I just think Dortmund have way too much quality for Bodo Glimt. And for that reason, I'm going to go with a 4-0 win for Dortmund. Then we've got Club Brugge versus Arsenal. And Arsenal have just come off a 2-1 away loss at Villa, and this is a really disappointing result considering it was in the last moments of the game. I still think they should have enough to win against Bruges. I think it could be a classic sort of Arsenal performance, very defensively solid, and for that reason I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Then we're on to Juventus Paphos, and look, Juventus haven't been the best side so far this season, but you'd expect them to have enough quality to win against Paphos, and for that reason I am going to go with a 2-0 win for Juventus. Finally, we've got Real Madrid at Manchester City, the last game of Matchday 6. Now, I'd say the biggest game of Matchday 6. And look, Real Madrid have just started to get some players back from injury, especially in the defence, which is so important. And that makes me think that Real Madrid may be able to get a good result in this game. Manchester City have been a bit inconsistent so far this season, and some games have been absolutely outstanding. For example, the Liverpool game, and in other games they've been concerning and not been at the level they've needed to be at. Real Madrid have also sort of shown so far against sort of English opponents like Liverpool, who have really struggled. They weren't able to cope away at Anfield, losing 1-0. I think this could be also a game between the two keepers of Courtois and Donnarumma. For this game, I think I'm going to go with a Real Madrid win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Real Madrid, but honestly, you could pick any result and I wouldn't disagree with you in this game. That is the end of this video. Let me know your Champions League predictions for Matchday 6, and if you enjoy this, it would be great if you subscribe to this channel as well as liking the video.